Welcome back all to 8-Bit Benny versus the Ferret Business. We are here at the Living Rock Lighthouse. Look, we just ate another tree. Woo! Go, man, I go. Project for this week is going to be to clear out a room in the basement so that we can actually make a machine room below the main floor. Ideally, we're going to set up our storage drawers down there, our Applied Energistics 2 down there, as well as I'd like to extend down the smeltery, which is in that building there. I'd like to take it down a floor so that we can access it from down there and up here. So we'll have to experiment with that and see how that works. I believe I can just add on to the bottom of it, put another controller down there, and access from both levels. We'll see. It'll be fun to find out. I'm not going to bore you with me shoveling out a bunch of sand. I have heard some train whistles and the telltale signs that there is a dark spot underneath the floor. So I will record my whole part of digging just in case I run into a dark spot and get attacked by something. That seems to be pretty popular as people watching me get hit on by monsters. So we'll record for that. I'm going to cut most of this so that you don't get bored watching me dig sand with my shovel here. And we'll bring you back in whenever something exciting happens. Alright, back in a bit. Alright everybody, welcome back. I've been doing some digging. I'm getting kind of bored of digging. So I'm also running out of storage room upstairs in the ender chest that I'm using to pull items out of my ender pouch here into a gold chest. It's getting full. So I thought let's so this is what I've dug out so far. So I've dug wall to wall, I've dug out to that wall, and I've dug out to that wall. So ideally at some point this basement will be the same circumference as these walls. That's the idea. Unfortunately, at the moment, the amount of sand and stuff I'm getting rid of is just clogging up inventory. So I'm going to start with the storage drawers a little earlier than I intended to, because at least then the storage drawers will store everything, and then I can move the storage drawers to where eventually I decide to put them. This block here is a marker for me. What that's going to do, so this is 3 blocks down. The idea being that I'm going to build another ceiling here, another floor. This will be kind of a maintenance level. This is 2 blocks. Oh, I messed that up. Let's see. It's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's 3 blocks. Okay. The idea being that I can put wires and redstone and all that kind of stuff along the ceiling and still have 2 blocks in order to run around on the maintenance level. That'll allow me to tie in machines that I'm going to put in the towers. So when I put machines into the towers, that allowed me to give them access to everything else. So that's what that marker's there for, just kind of give me visual representation. That's still going to leave us 3 down here as well, so we can run, again, if we have to, we can run wires and pipes and stuff on the ceiling. Once I finish this all and I get the ceiling in, I may actually... Ideally, I'd like to take this floor down actually 2 more blocks. That will give me a 5 tall floor to work on with a crawl space of 3 above it. So that's the eventual plan. But I'm being driven nuts by the amount of sand I'm pulling up. This nice hum is our Flex Infused Jet Plate, still charging. It's at 14 million. Be charging for a while. So over here, I have, what do I have? I've got some redstone comparators. You know what we should do? I've also grabbed all the storage drawer stuff so we can put it all in one place. Before we get too far, I should probably pull my quest book out. Wherever I left that last. It's going to be so much handier with the storage drawers or something I can search. Torches? Why do I have torches in there? That's silly. Let's go search down here. Oh, duh. It's right there in my inventory. I have it already. Look at that. Alright. Anyway, let's do this. We're going to make some redstone comparators. That's 2 of them. We are making our drawer controller here. So it's a compact drawer of some type. Diamond, 2 comparators, and stone. So, let's pop in our 2 comparators. Bam. Alright, let's check our quest book, because I'm sure there's a quest on this somewhere. Protecting your assets. Is this not... Huh, it's not claimed yet. It's basic upgrades. Oh, that one's... Let's claim that as well. Drawer framing. What's this do? Storage drawers can be visually customized in a variety of ways. This helps organize storing methods. First ability to make the trim. Make decorative blocks that look like storage drawers. You can also sneak right click to slide. Interesting. Okay, so it can customize storage drawers. Sorry, I was wondering what this framing table was for when I was looking for it in the inventories. Or when I was looking at it in the inventories. Basic storage upgrade. 3 items. What's this take? What's that? That's okay. Well, you know what? That's fine. I don't really want to do those right now, so we'll just forget about that in the quest book. Where are we going? We're going to go downstairs. Let's see. For the moment, let's put this somewhat central. That way, whenever... Ooh, I was worried about that for a second there. That way, whenever I grab... Or, sorry, whenever I'm working on things, they will still be accessible depending on where I am in the base. I don't want to get too far away from them, so this can access something within 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops. Maybe I need a real axe at some point. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, so let's do second row. Poof. And then I'm going to get the... Okay, let's put a little bit over here too. Because I can. Haha. Really? So the nice thing is the Just a Better Barrel dolly will work on these, so we can pick them up and move them around at any time, which would be terribly nice. Alright, so what do we have to do to get items into this? Well, oops. Come on. What we're going to do is we're going to grab this here. Is this empty? Yes, it is. So let's grab this. Up. We'll grab the transfer node. So it'll be very useful. We'll grab our dolly, because I'd like to put that downstairs. That being the compacting drawer. So let's throw the compacting drawer there, just for fun. Let's put these... So I really like that we can move these all around. At some point I would like to probably reorganize this a bit. Once I move it to the proper place, I'll put a bunch of these compacting drawers on the bottom, much like our stone generating drawer up top. So, what do we need to do? Let's dig a hole here. We're going to put our ender chest down there. And we're going to put our transfer node. There we go. So that's fine. Now, if we then take some items, let's pick dirt, for instance. Maybe some sand. Do I have any sand left? I think I put all the sand in that drawer. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, that's fine. So if we grab our ender pouch here, and we throw these in, they're going to get sucked into there. Let's go over here and drop some of these items. And we got another blind bag. Yay! One whole blind bag. Oh, sorry, four whole blind bags. That's fine. We'll look at those later. I'm not terribly concerned with those at the moment. So, if we look here, we can see there's dirt piling into here from our ender chest. So that will work over time. Probably have to put some speed upgrades onto there. But basically, anything I now throw into this bag will actually go into the chest. So, let's do this. We can also throw those in. And throw these in, and throw those in. So obviously we can manually input things into this system as well. The nice thing is, again, it shows us a little diagram of what's inside the drawer. It gives us, the tooltip is going to show us how many stacks of things we can put in there. If we hold in our shift and we right click on the drawer, it's going to give us a total view, a total count of what's in there. It's also going to give us slots for upgrades, so we can upgrade with speeds and things like that. So you can see down here we've got storage upgrades, increases storage to ×2, ×3, 5, 8, 13. Wow, nice. We have the upgrades we can add in that'll show us when the storage is full with a visual indicator, or it'll give us a level bar. We have a excess item, so when the storage drawer gets full, it will just obliterate extra items that would go into it, as opposed to filling up another drawer, which is pretty nice. I'm assuming this is only available in creative mode, as is this one, and then we have some storage drawers that can send out redstone signals, such as if one is full, it sends out a redstone signal that maybe tells a piece of machinery to shut off or something. Then we have keys, because we can actually lock the drawers so that even when the drawer is empty, it will still only accept that item. So that's that can get pretty darn handy. So that's the small setup I want to show you for the moment. I'm going to get back to digging here, and once I am done digging, assuming I finish this episode, that's interesting, that took a moment to load. Once I'm done digging, we'll come back and we'll take a look at this. We'll see how much I've added into here. We will see that once we find a place to permanently put this, which again might end up being somewhat central, and then I'll just make doorways that lead into other parts of the basement here, which actually might be kind of cool, because that way I could have all my crafting stuff in the center, and then I could reach everything and make like a 12 by 12 block. So anyway, back digging. Just want to show you guys this real quick so that you guys didn't miss out while I was assembling the drawers and putting them in, just so you can get an example of what they do. Alright, back in a bit. Alright, so I've got an experiment I want to run. I can see my shovel is wearing out pretty darn fast, and I'm unfortunately out of modifiers to add to it. So I've added silk for when we were picking up the cursed earth. Back in the other episode, when we activated our division sigil, I have put auto repair on it, but it's pretty darn slow. So my question is it faster to be digging with the shovel or to be using the torch trick with the sand? So let's take a peek. What I've got here is I've got 3 wide by however many tall, and the next one behind it is the same. So what we're going to do, I've got a stopwatch here. I'm going to see how long it takes me to dig this column out with the shovel. Then we're going to do the same thing using torches behind it. I have a feeling the torches are going to be faster. So let's get ready to start the watch. 1, 2, 3, go. Uh-oh. That doesn't... System lagging doesn't help at all, does it? Okay. Fail. Test fail. Let's stop that watch. Okay. Let's just dig this part out. Let's just reset here. Alright. Alright, let's try that again. So here we are, all the way to the top. We're still that thick, so we have an even try here. Alright, 1, 2, 3, go. Alright, well that took about 5 seconds. So that's pretty good. And that doesn't have any room for error because it's pretty easy. Now let's reset that clock and let's try this one and go. That's actually 6 to 7 seconds. Huh. So funny enough, the torches are actually slower. Well, what do you know? I guess I'll just have to go find some iron over here and use it to fix my shovel. Luckily I've got 8 blocks of iron, so note to self. Go put some more iron ore into the furnace. Alright, I've got one more test I'd like to run. I'll be back in a moment. Alright everybody, so I made this way early on because I had actually planned to make a turtle early on. I'm not quite sure why I didn't. I think once I got building the mine back at the home village, I realized I didn't really need one. I didn't really want an open pit. I kind of wanted a mine. One of the issues with the turtles is you can do a lot of programming and be very intricate about what they will dig out, because I am going to make a mining turtle, but that takes a lot of programming, and there's a simpler way to do it, but it just ends up digging more than what you would like. So what are we going to do? We're going to use this computer. We're going to surround it with iron ingots. We're going to throw down a chest, and boom, turtle. Turtle's okay, but if we add a diamond pickaxe, we get a mining turtle. So what does a mining turtle do for us? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to set this bad boy loose on our sand here. Alright, so before we do too much though, do need to find a treasure chest. Treasure chest. Not sure why I keep calling them treasure chests. They are just a chest, but I guess I like them better as treasure chests. Really? Crafting table? That's odd. I don't know why I have one crafting table in there. It seems kind of a waste of space, waste of a drawer. Let's see. This is also why I'd like to get into applied energistics, which will probably be next episode at the rate I'm going, because I'm getting a little ticked off of this. With applied energistics, you have an interface that you can type in commands or type in a search for, and you automatically come up with the items you want. You know what? No, that has stuff in it. So, why do I need a chest? Well, the turtle will actually come back and empty stuff here. You know what? I should probably... Nah, that's fine. This will be fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a command on the turtle called... I'm going to use a command... Oops. Is it going to give me a prompt? I'm going to use a command called excavate. So... let's use this first. So refuel all. Should consume that entire stack of coal. Excavate. Nope, that's not what I want. Excavate. Interesting. How do I auto excavate? Excellent. So excavate, which is going to basically dig out a square that we define, or I should say a cube. So I'm going to say excavate 22. And bam. Bye-bye, turtle. So the turtle is going to auto dig all this stuff out. Would like to verify and make sure how far the turtle's going to go. So by excavating, it's going to dig everything out, and then it's collecting in its inventory. And once it's finished off this layer by going 22 by 22, it is going to go down a layer and do the next layer. Now, here's one issue with this, obviously. We're going to make some dark spots here, which could be quite an issue because this is prime real estate for monsters spawning. So, unfortunately, because we do not have any world anchors, we actually have to be present while this is happening. So that's going to be a bit of an issue because that means monsters can spawn once we are too far away from the turtle. So that will be interesting. What part is this? Oh, right. Okay. So we could stay right here floating, which is the nice thing about having our angel ring, is that we do not consume fuel. And I think it'll actually be within range. I'm wondering, did I go far enough? How far? Might have been shy 1 block, but that's okay. That's actually going to still be pretty close. And that means this little guy is going to get a lot of our digging done for us, which is, lag. Which is exactly what we want to see happen. Now, I probably could have put it down below and just told it to dig immediately in front of it, and then let all the sand fall down, but that's not what I did. So the other option too is I can speed this along by helping it out, because once the sand is gone, it won't dig out that area, and it will just move on. The only question I have is whether or not I have included enough fuel for it to finish the task, which actually I'm kind of hopeful I haven't. I would like to see it get down to this floor and stop, but I've probably given it enough fuel to do more than that, but that's fine. We're going to live with the results. As for monster spawning, we can make a safe area out of the way, and it will not affect us. As long as they're not close to us and can't get to us. The big issue, of course, is skeletons shooting us and creepers killing us, blowing stuff up. Although I have discovered that I still do not have the creeper mob griefing turned on, so that's a bit of an issue. Well, actually, I guess in this case it's not, is it? It actually saves us an issue, but that is okay. So, I'm going to continue digging. I'll come back with the results of our little test here, and we will see how long it takes this little guy, our friend the turtle, to actually get rid of all this for us. You're going to collect. There we go. Alright, everybody. We will be back in a bit. Alright, everybody. I seem to have run into a bit of an issue here. It would appear the turtle, in its efforts, has dug through the water channel for our garden. Come on, give me your items. So, I am going to go put those back in. How's that sound? That was a bit of an oops. Did exactly what I asked it to do, though. Just my little bit of a brain fart there. Let's see if we can get rid of some of this water. It's a other nice thing about using the mana bursts as a light source is that they are not subject to water dispersal, which is really nice. So turtles really handy, but you do have to be a little bit careful. So let's throw down a couple more pieces of light here. Might help keep monsters away. Oops. Because of course it won't devour those. It won't mine those pieces as long as they don't appear in front of it. So that's pretty cool. So it's actually doing pretty good so far. Curious as to how well this is going to go. It seems to be doing a pretty fast job, and the nice thing is I get to walk away and do whatever else I want. So you can see, because I've dug this out, the turtle is just hovering through that part. Every time it moves a space, it is using up a unit of energy. It started with a little over 5,000, so we'll have to see how far this gets. I'm not sure if mining a block also costs an energy, or if that's free and then it only costs an energy to move into it. But I suspect it would be 1 to mine the block and 1 to move. So the more it has to mine, the more it will probably use up for energy. When the turtle gets full, it will return back to its starting spot, and it will put stuff into this chest, which might be a bit of an issue because this chest can't open. So let's do this. There we go. We'll just do that, because otherwise I don't think the turtle would actually be able to input anything into that chest. And luckily for us, I think that is somewhere underneath one of these chests. So luckily we're not going to notice it. I'm going to try and keep this in my inventory here. As you can see, I did run into a skeleton. A skeleton did spawn down there because of the dark spots. So it's, I think I put these in. Well, you know what? We're about to put them in anyway. One of the issues with the system, of course, is the... Oh, there it is. Well, that's fine. You know what? That's not going to be an issue. Boink. That's fine. Alright. One of the issues with the system down here is, of course, the fact that these only hold one item. So if you have a 1 in the drawer, like this piece of barley, that's probably a big waste of space unless you want to add some more to it. I have been collecting some of the one-off items or the low amount of items and throwing them into this chest so that they're not taking up too much room, but we'll have to see. I think actually some of these I can probably throw in there, and we'll see. So once this is all said and done, I'll have to go through and move everything around and make it a little neater and so on and so forth. Alright, let's make another cut and let's see how far our turtle buddy can make it. Alright all, well, we're not quite done that yet. As you can see, the turtle's still working away. I've started clearing down this area, so we're making some progress, but I want to bring you back in because our flux-infused jet plate is now at half full. That's right, it's taken this long to charge it halfway. So I'm going to charge it to full. I realize we don't really need it, but I want to experiment with it, see if it... A, will let us fly faster. B, it's nice that it will recharge items in our inventory, which may come in handy later. But anyway, I just wanted to show you all that the Flux Infused Jetpack is halfway charged after how long? Well, quite a few days. Well, not complete days. I have been on and off for a couple hours here, a couple hours there, but basically I've been having a charge in here since we got it during the blind bag bonus episode. So every time I've been on, it has been charging. So obviously, this lava generator doesn't really pump out the most extreme amount of power of redstone flux, but still, it has been charging for quite a while. Alright, back in a bit. Alright all, welcome back. I've been AFK for a little bit. I let the turtle go by itself. The turtle did finish up over here. I had to go down a couple extra blocks because I want to go down 2 blocks and then add in a floor. So I had to let it go down 3 blocks. And then once it was done that, I moved it over there. So as you can see, it's oh, Enderman, Enderman, come on, come get me. As you can see, it's making its way nicely through the other side over here, which is great. I do have to be careful of the monsters, especially considering eventually I'm going to need to stop this. But I would like to get the Enderman away. Ooh. Stay away from the creepers. Alright. Back in a bit. Alright, all. So we've done some pretty good progress here. That's quite a lot of stuff dug out for this episode. I am running out of time for recording this week, so I'm going to have to call it quits here. The only thing I want to do is I want to quickly show you a couple of commands in the turtle, since I've used a good use of the turtle here to dig out the basement. I'd like to show you the 2 commands I used in the turtle, so that if you need to use a turtle, you know, shortcut to that. And then I will end the episode. I'm going to finish working on this over the week. You can see I've started laying in the floor. This is a connected texture so that when I knock pieces out, we can make designs in it once I find something else to inlay. I've come up with an idea that I want to do for the ceiling as well. Slight alteration from what I was talking about before. So we'll see how much of what I get done before the next episode. I have a feeling what I'll do is I'll try and clear the floor down. I'll get the floor down as deep as I need to go. I will finish filling in the floor here. And then I'll probably end up working on the walls and stuff over the next couple of weeks as time permits. There is something I'd like to get done next episode so that we can eventually go to our roguelike dungeon, because I think everyone would rather watch me spelunking in the dark and fighting off monsters than digging blocks. So, and quite frankly, I'm really curious to see what I'm going to find in those treasure chests. I'm excited about that. Also excited about finding new mob spawners. Alright, so let's look at this turtle. So one of the things about the turtle is you can break it with an axe. If I had a pickaxe on me, you can break it with a pickaxe. This one you can see has been named Mike. So if we type ID, we can see this is computer number 1. This computer is labeled Mike. If you do not label a turtle and you break it, any of the fuel that is stored inside of it, which in this case I've been using coal, any of the fuel that it has previously burned up and stored inside of it will go away. So it's very important to name your turtles. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the name here. We're going to do label set, and you're going to see it's actually going to autofill some of the stuff for us. And let's call it... so I'm making sure I spell it right. Michelangelo. Yay! And if we exit, we're going to see we have a nameplate above it saying Michelangelo. And yes, for anyone who's a fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you'll understand why I called it Michelangelo. Something else we're going to look at is we're going to look around and find out where that zombie noise is coming from. I'm guessing it's coming from below. Oh, no, that's coming from above, because that looks like a zombie pigman. So I think we have a zombie pigman floating around up there. We'll worry about that later. We're safe. The other thing I'd like to look at is the refuel command. So let's do refuel. And again, it's going to try and autocomplete for us, which is nice. So we hit refuel, and you're gonna see it just ate up one of our coals. You can see this slot has a bit of a different marking around it. So that's where it's going to look for fuel. So by eating a coal, by hitting refuel, it's going to consume a coal, and it's going to bump up its fuel level by 80, I believe. Now, if we do the refuel all command, it will eat all of the coal or any object that's burnable. Anything that's combustible that'll work in a furnace will be consumed and turned into fuel. So now it's got fuel 5366, so basically it can move over 5,000 blocks. So moving forward one is one bit of fuel. Breaking a block is another bit of fuel. So each time it does an action, it takes off 1 point of fuel. So obviously with 5,000, we've got a bit of fuel in there. If we were to break this and place it back down, that fuel would stay. If we had not named this turtle, then that fuel would not be there. It would we'd have to refuel it every single time, which is kind of lame. So that's fine. We've named our turtle. I may make other turtles, although traditionally I only ever use one turtle because I dig out a big project and then I forget I have a turtle. The other great thing about turtles is when it's full up, it'll come back to its starting point, empty its items, which is why I put the ender chest here, because the ender chest is tied up with our ender pouch and the chest down there. So you can see when I open up the ender pouch, it's actually opening up all those chests. So this ender pouch is tied to both those chests. If I use some dye or some wool, I can change the color code on the top to change which chests are accessing what, which we might get into once we get into applied energistics as we're loading stuff into our system. For now, it's a great way to have the turtle automatically dump stuff in here and have it automatically go into my system and not clog up my bag. I've used excavate to great effect here and, well, everywhere basically. But the other one I want to use is tunnel. So, you know what we need to do first before we can do that? Let's take a measurement. Let's find out how far we're going to go. So I want it to go down here. I want to stop one shy. 37. Okay. So I want it to move 37 blocks. At some point in this episode, you'll notice my Boots of the Meteor did actually expire. So I'm now running at normal speed. Man, is it annoying. But that is what it is. We'll eventually get some again. It's going to take a long time to get through Thaumcraft that far, but oh well, that's fine. So okay, now I've forgotten what the number was. 37. Good thing it was in the chat window. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the tunnel command. Oops. Tunnel. And we're going to say 37. Oops. Let's leave a space in there. 37. Enter. And tunneling. So now, the turtle is going to dig a tunnel that is 3 blocks wide and 2 blocks tall. I've placed the turtle very specifically to make sure A, it doesn't mine these blocks, so it doesn't get rid of this ladder yet. I will get rid of that ladder once I have more of our elevator blocks. I also don't want it to mine any of these out, because then it will grab that chest and I need that chest to stay there. So basically I'm going to walk away. I'm going to let this mine all the way to the end to where I measured, and that will dig out the floor. I'll finish digging out this part of the floor probably with my hammer. Once it's healed up a bit, the auto repair is making its way through. It's slowly coming back up. I guess I could not be lazy and, you know, actually go grab some stone and repair it. And once the turtle's done there, I'm going to get it to continue along over here, and eventually we'll have a basement. So that's going to be it for this week, folks. We are going to keep digging here in the basement. We're going to get set up. We're going to actually put our machines somewhere good. We'll probably end up getting applied energistics, and we'll probably end up emptying most of these storage drawers. Interesting. The icons are blinking out. That's okay. We'll end up probably putting most of those storage drawers into the AE system, because I can search the AE2 system. I'm not sure if I can search this system. I can actually tie the AE system to the controller down there, and it will give the AE2 system access to the storage drawers, which would be pretty cool. We are going to be back next week with some more 8-Bit Benny versus the Ferret business. Until then, we'll see ya. Bye-bye.